Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
What's up, LumioseStation, and welcome back to another episode of the Pokémon DataDex with me, TheOneIntegral. In the last episode, we covered the one and only fire type from the Hoenn region, Torkawa, and I offered you guys a choice of Zangoose or Seviper, the conflicted duo from the Hoenn region, and you guys chose Seviper in the end. So that's who we're going to be covering today. Now I need to talk to you about what's going to be happening over the next few weeks on the DataDex. As you can tell, there's no Christmas episode for the DataDex because I just didn't really think to prepare one, I guess. But to make up for that, I am going to be doing the 6 weeks of Mega Evolutions on the DataDex. So usually we only cover one Mega Evolution every 5 episodes, so on the 10th, on the 15th, etc. Except now I'm going to be covering one on the 55th, 56th, 7th, 8th, all the way up to 60th. So guys, instead of voting for a Pokemon, I need you to suggest down below what Mega Evolution you want to see covered in the next episode or on the next 6 episodes of the Pokemon DataDex. I'm going to be focusing mainly on the new Hoenn Mega Evolutions, but I might throw one of the older Kalos ones in there as well. But obviously main Hoenn, the new ones, Mega Altaria, Mega Metagross, Mega Camerupt, whatever you guys want to see, tell me down below. And then what I guess suggest the most I shall indeed be covering over the next 6 weeks. So hopefully you guys are pumped to see that because it's a lot more work on my part. Hopefully you guys will appreciate it. But for now guys, let's get started on Seviper. So Seviper is a pure poison type and is number 336 in the National Pokédex and is the Fang Snake Pokemon. It stands, or it's not really standing, its length is 8 foot 10 inches or 2.7 meters, and it weighs 115.7 pounds or 52.5 kilograms. It's in the Field and Dragon Egg groups. Don't ask me why it's in the Dragon Egg group, I could not tell you, and the male-female split is 50-50. Seviper doesn't evolve from or into anything, it's the same as Zangoose, they're sort of singular Pokemon. Base stat-wise for Seviper, as you can see if we take a quick look, its highest stats are attack and special attack both at 100, then its health points at 73, speed at 65, and then both its defense at 60. So really it hasn't got brilliant stats because even 100 in the attack and special attack isn't that good, and its speed doesn't really back it up to be able to do some powerful strikes in, and its defense isn't very good for sort of bulkiness either. So it's not really going to excel in that field. Ability wise as well, it has one basic ability and one hidden one. Basic ability is Shed Skin, which means it can heal its own status condition, which is pretty helpful as well. It's not too bad indeed, but it's not the best ability either. And then we have Infiltrator as its hidden ability, which allows it to hit through opposing Pokemon barrier and strikes, so screens and also substitute as well. So not amazing abilities, but they're reasonably good abilities in the first place there as well. So, being a pure poison type, Seviper resists 5 type, which are grass, fighting, poison, bug, and fairy, and is weak to 2 types, which are ground and psychic. It takes neutral from all the rest, of which I will not list because there is quite a few. So really, this typing is pretty good. It resists 5, which is decent, whereas it's only weak to 2, ground and psychic. Ground, however, is fairly common, so you have to think about that, and so is psychic, to be honest. But at least it's got some good resistances as well. Not many because you see that huge bulk of types in the neutral block. I'd prefer if there are a few more up in the resistances just to help out a bit more, but really what can you do? It's pure poison and that's what you get from it there. So, then if we move on to the highlighted moves for Seviper, we're going to have 10 here, mainly physical, or not really mainly physical, good physical special split actually, 50-50 pretty much. We have first up at level 42 in X and Y, level 34 in Oras, or via TM84, we have Poison Jab. A very powerful, or not very powerful, but a fairly powerful poison type move, physical, and it's going to do decent damage to your opponent, and obviously Seviper gets stab on it. Then level 45 in X and Y or 40 in Oras, we have Crunch, powerful physical move, physical dark type move, and it's definitely going to cover those psychic type Pokemon that obviously you're weak to, so that's certainly going to help out there. Then, at level 48 in XY or 46 in Oras, we have Coil, which is a status move and it's poison type. It's an interesting move. It raises attack, defense, and accuracy. So in terms of the moves we have listed here, the accuracy isn't going to apply to too many of them, but attack and defense is certainly going to apply to the physical ones at least. Obviously raising your attack is going to help out because you do more damage. Raise your defense too is pretty good because you're going to take physical hits better. Obviously it doesn't really count for special, of which most psychic type moves are, but it's certainly going to help out with your earthquake. Maybe not too much, but it will certainly help out there. Then if we go on to the TMs, we have a TM26 Earthquake, so the Earthquake I was just talking about. Seviper can indeed learn it. Powerful ground type move, it's going to be good for coverage, so it's definitely a worthwhile move on any set to be honest, but Seviper's physical and special moveset and move pool, whatever you want to call it. It's not particularly amazing, there's not a huge range of moves it can use, but the ones it has are pretty powerful. We're just taking what we can get really. So that's that there. Then TM35, we have Flamethrower, the first special move here. Flamethrower is going to do decent damage. It's going to cover, so many types. Obviously, ground and psychic are not covered there, but it is going to help you actually take out, grass types, bug types, types you might otherwise struggle with your poison typing. Obviously, grass isn't on that list, but bugs, for example, are going to resist your poison. If I remember correctly, I can never remember bug and poison type matchups, but I do think bug resists poison. But Flamethrower is certainly going to help you cover that anyway. Obviously, steel as well, of which steel is immune to poison, so you guys get the idea. Then TM36, we have Sludge Bomb, which is another poison type move. This one is special. Again, pretty powerful. Does, I think it does a bit more power than Poison Jab. Obviously, it's the complete other side. Poison Jab is physical, Sludge Bomb is special. So if you're putting a special Seviper, Sludge Bomb is definitely the way to go there. It doesn't learn it by level up, I don't think. It does indeed learn it by TM, so we're all good there. Then, TM82 is Dragon Tail, which is where Coil might come in helpful for the accuracy, because Dragon Tail's accuracy is only 90%, so I think one Coil and you should almost be 100%, if not past it, whatever. Dragon Tail is going to be helpful because it actually sends them out of battle, so it could be helpful, especially when we look at sets in a minute, in terms of that, but obviously you'll be able to cover Dragon types with that, and as I said, we haven't got that good of a physical move pool in the first place, so we're really just sort of scraping around for moves here, but Dragon Tail is certainly a good move, especially Dragon Tail or Roar you could use, but I prefer Dragon Tail in most cases, because at least you can do some damage. The only difference is Dragon Tail, Fairy types are immune to it, Roar, Ghost types are immune to it, so it's whatever there. Then, last TM here, we have TM97 Dark Pulse. Now this is your sort of alternative to Crunch here, but for the special set, it does exactly the same amount of damage, so, it really is, because Seviper has equal attack and special attack, it's really sort of a case of what you want to do, not really like what's the best, because Crunch is power 80, Dark Pulse is power 80, and they both have both stats have 100 in, so it's really whatever you want to build in. So Dark Pulse can also flinch as well, whereas Crunch can't, so that might be something to watch out for, but Crunch can lower defense, so that might help you out in the future. So really it's a lot to think about here, but Dark Pulse indeed, powerful move, etc, etc, etc. Then we have two tutor moves. One is Tutor in Auras, which is actually quite helpful, which is Giga Drain, which means Seviper can get a nice and powerful health stealing move in Auras, a grass type move, which is going to cover ground types, so once you've got, for example, Dark Pulse and Giga Drain, that's both your weaknesses covered, or both the weaknesses types, of course, because obviously you don't have to have a ground type to use a ground type move, except it's more powerful, but you guys get the idea. Giga Drain is going to be helpful for obviously getting some health steal, life steal as well, getting some health back, because otherwise you haven't really got anything else, you've got no method of getting health back particularly. Not that you'd want to be using Seviper as a Pokemon to hang around for a load of time, because his defenses are only 60, so. And the final move we have is from a Generation 4 game. It's from a Diamond Pearl Platinum tutor, Sucker Punch. So if you want to get a Sucker Punch in your Seviper, you have to teach it that in Diamond Pearl or Platinum, transfer it up to Black White, Black to White 2, and then transfer it up to XY or Auras. Not the best, not the most helpful of methods now, and obviously you won't be able to use it in Auras Rating Battle Spot, because in Rating Battles in Auras you cannot use non-Generation 6 Pokemon, so that's, that's the thing there, but obviously you can use it in whatever battles, it's fine. But Sucker Punch, this could be a good alternative to Crunch, because you get priority on it. So say you're facing against an Alakazam, this Alakazam is just going to use Psychic or Psyshock and just take you out right there and then. However, if you have Sucker Punch, you can go first and do some decent damage, if not take out that Alakazam before it can even, hit you. So Sucker Punch is certainly a good move for Seviper. However, the only problem is the fact that you have to go all the way from Gen 4 up to Gen 6. Not the best things, not the most desired things to do, but indeed, if you want to get Sucker Punch on it, you have to do that. But yeah. So let's start looking at the competitive sets for Seviper. The first one here is a special set, and then we're going to look at a physical set in a moment. So we have, on our special set, we have Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Flamethrower, and Dark Pulse. We have Shed Skin or Infiltrator for the ability. Nature is Modest, held items are Life Orb, EVs are maximum special attack, maximum speed, and the rest in defense. So looking at here, Sludge Bomb, powerful stab, that's your main move, I guess. Giga Drain, that's your way of getting health points back. Certainly use it whenever you actually have a type advantage, so you can get some decent sort of health points back wherever and whenever. Then, Flamethrower, good coverage against steel types, which are obviously going to be immune to Sludge Bomb and resist Giga Drain. And then Dark Pulse is coverage against psychic types. As I mentioned, some fast psychic types will indeed just counter you completely, and you won't be able to do anything here because you're too slow. But Dark Pulse, will indeed get rid of the slow ones, I guess. Shed Skin or Infiltrator for the ability. I would say probably Infiltrator in this case, because Shed Skin, this seems to be like a sort of sack off case. You can just go for whatever here. Just do decent damage pretty much and get out of there. Or indeed die. So Infiltrator might be better just to get past any substitutes or any screens so you can do the most damage possible. Shed Skin, not so much in this case. Nature is Modest here. Its speed is pretty low, so I haven't chosen to boost its speed at all. However, you could use a team in Nature if you really wanted to get that extra speed boost, but Modest I would say is the better Nature here for the higher special attack. However, I put as a Life Orb here because I just want to do all the damage I can before this thing gets taken out by a fast Pokemon, for example. So that's why Infiltrator works well with it, and that's why Life Orb is going to boost that attack even more. EV wise, maximum special attack and speed is fairly, it's a given, to be honest. You just want to do the most damage possible, and obviously, even though your speed's not the best, you do want to have a bit more speed if possible. So maximum speed as well there, and then the rest in defense just to boost up that defense stat just a bit, in case you might be able to take an earthquake. Who knows? So that's really that's it for the special attack set. There's not much else you can do because, that's it, it's just a case of going in, using the move that's best suited for the situation, and then switching out if you want to be conservative, or just going for the all-outs. And obviously you are going to get out of spare, which is the problem with this set, problem with Seviper in general, but indeed that might work in some cases, but you might want to leave it to the end, once all the fast Pokemon have been gotten rid of, and just sort of clean up, but who knows. So that's the special set there. Then, if we look at the physical set, we have Poison Tail, Crunch, Dragon Tail, and Coil. Ability here is Shed Skin or Infiltrator. Nature is Adamant. Held item is going to be a Life Orb or Leftovers in this case. And the EVs, I'm putting maximum attack, maximum speed, and the rest in defense. So, here we have it. Poison Tail is your main stab, that's what the main damage is going to be done by. Crunch is your secondary one for any Psychic types. Crunch or Sucker Punch in this case, actually, if you can get Sucker Punch up from Gen 4. Sucker Punch will probably be my preferred one in this case. And then Dragon Tail is useful in case you get a threat coming in, or something that's trying to set up on you, which in case you can Dragon Tail them out and get rid of any boosts they have. And then we have finally have Coil. The idea is to get a coil set up when you first come in, 1 or 2 coils at least, to get that attack boost and that defense boost. Then if you're facing a physical attacker, you're going to be able to bulk up my moves a bit more, and actually give you a chance. If you're facing a special attacker, yeah, you're kind of screwed anyway, but that's that there. Ability wise, I'd recommend Shed Skin here, because you could indeed get hit with a paralysis or a burn here, which is definitely going to sort of screw you up. You can't get hit with poison, but the other two are still possible, so Shed Skin will indeed help you out there, because we're sort of looking a bit more bulky here, but not totally bulky, I guess. Nature Adamant, because we want all the power we can. Life Orb or Leftovers for the held item here. Life Orb if you want to get damage, but if you want to try and be a bit more sort of bulky with the coil, and you can use Leftovers there to give you some health point restoration, because otherwise you got none, because you haven't got a Giga Drain this time. And the EV's maximum attack speed, that's basic, get the most damage off and be as fast as you can, and the rest in defense, just to bulk up. But you could change it around here and put maximum health points, maximum special defense, and then rest in defense, just to sort of be a more bulky set. Have a calm nature or something like that. It's a possibility, but it's up to you in this case, because really, I prefer to use it this way. Has a maximum power, just a coil once or twice and then get the power off. But obviously Seviper isn't the fastest, so you could look at a more bulky set just to actually be able to get one coil up and then actually attack before you die, pretty much. But it's up to you guys. Try out the sets and see what works best for you. And that's sort of going to be it, because, as I said, get 1 or 2 coils off and then see what you can do. Seviper is not the strongest of Pokemon, so really using it is sort of a hit and miss strategy here, but yes, it's pretty decent. But as I said, guys, at the start of the episode, the next 6 weeks will be the 6 weeks of Mega Evolution, so be sure to suggest down below any Mega Evolutions you do want to be covered indeed, and I'll get working on those as soon as possible. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button down below and suggest some more, or suggest some Mega Evolutions for me to cover in the coming weeks down below too. And check out the rest of LumioStation as well. But for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be seeing you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friend.